Hi. So you asked about how to stop procrastinating and get more work done. And today we are going to talk about the brain-based ways you can trick yourself into stopping procrastinating and actually get down to work. Let's start with the fact that procrastination is completely natural. The first step in procrastination or in ending procrastination is to forgive yourself. It's very hard to get down to work if you are berating yourself or giving yourself a really hard time. So just know procrastination is totally natural, and the first step in stopping procrastinating is to just forgive yourself. It's okay. Procrastination is going to happen. The second step in ending procrastination is to ask yourself this: is procrastination in fact serving you? You know, in other videos, I've talked about the power of your subconscious brain and how it's constantly working on solutions for you. One of the questions about procrastination, which is almost like a form of self-handicapping, is, are you procrastinating for a good reason? Is it your subconscious brain's way of telling you that you're not ready, or that this is not a worthwhile task or project, or that maybe it's going to require too much from you, too much opportunity cost, too much energy, too much effort? If any of those things are true, then it could be that procrastination is in fact not dysfunctional, but it's a very functional thing that's happening. So my second piece of advice is to ask yourself, is procrastination in fact serving you in this instance? The third step in ending procrastination and getting down to work is to ask yourself, are you in the right mental state? If, as an example, and we've seen this a lot more recently, if you're feeling overly emotionally burdened, overly anxious, too stressed, this might not be the time to actually try to force yourself to get down to work. Instead, what I want you to think about is, are you in the right mental state right now to actually do the job, the task, the project that you are thinking of? If the answer to that's no, procrastination might be fully functional, and in fact, this might not be the right time to start the project. Let's pretend you're ready to start. In fact, you are in the right mental state. Procrastination is not serving you. You do want to do the work. I've got great news. What we are going to do is follow the advice of a researcher named Brynn Zeigarnik. Sometimes called the Zeigarnik effect, what Zeigarnik proved with research was that if you just start anywhere, and this is maybe the background behind Nike's tagline, "Just do it," if you start anywhere in the project, what the research shows is that you'll be that much more productive, that much less likely to procrastinate. What it means is that what you'll do is you won't wait for the right opportunity, for the perfect amount of resources. In fact, there's an old saying that says that if we wait until we are ready, we'll wait the rest of our lives. Instead, Zeigarnik showed that what you should do is just start absolutely anywhere in the project. Zeigarnik also showed that about 50% of the energy, willpower, stamina that it actually takes to do any project are burned up in just getting going. So if what you can do is trick yourself any way necessary to just starting the project, what Brynn Zeigarnik showed was that you'll be that much more likely to finish it. Part of this is the result of something called the consistency principle, that people really like to be consistent, and frankly, that people really want to see a job finished. So Brynn tested this in her experiments, and what she showed was that if they interrupted the task of someone was trying to accomplish, 95% of the subjects stayed to complete the task anyway, even though they were told they could go home. It turns out that our brains love to make sure that a task is complete. So if you want to trick yourself into ending procrastination, start anywhere, and your brain will naturally want to get it finished. I have a personal trainer friend who actually uses this with his patients, and what he does is he specializes in patients who do not want to move, who have really sedentary lifestyles. What he does is he says, okay, you don't have to promise me a mile, a marathon. You don't have to promise me a single step. Here's what I want you to do today. I want you to go into your closet. I want you to put on your headband, your headphones, your tracksuit, your runners. I want you to go to the front door, down the front walkway, and stand in your driveway. That's all. You just have to stand in your driveway today. And if you take a single step, great. And if that step turns into a mile, great. And if that step turns into 10 miles, even better. But the idea is that what he doesn't even realize he's using is the Zeigarnik effect with his patients. What he's getting them to do is just start. Get the willpower that they need to put together the beginning of a project, and they're that much more likely to actually finish it. So this week, what you can do is put together your Zeigarnik effect. Just start anywhere in a project. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for the perfect resources. Don't wait until you feel ready. And what you will do is be that much more able to overcome procrastination and get the work done. Why don't you take the first step toward learning more about your brain, overcoming procrastination, and being more productive? Subscribe, like this video, and we'll see you next time.